I found that out because of my phone. Hey y'all, so not gonna lie, and I got my like little business type thing, because I mean business today, what we're gonna talk about. I was not feeling emotional until literally maybe 5 minutes before I just started this video. I know I am, excuse me, I know I'm PMSing. And one thing about me right now, well, not even right now, it's been this way for me since I was like a teenager. My PMSing is so bad, but I'm so happy that I caught it this time, because I really, really kind of want to cry, but I know it's because I'm PMSing. Like my back hurts, my titties are starting to hurt. And last time I was PMSing between last month and I think the month before that, I was like unaware. I felt really out of whack, so I was not a fan of recording. But yeah, so I'm just gonna acknowledge I'm a little irritable. What's been going on with me since the last time we were here? Nothing really, just getting focused. Everything in terms of life is good. I'm just going through some PMS. And so today I'm gonna talk about I'm going to talk about the fact that if you have not cleared out your phone from all of your past things, you are not ready to date. I'm going to tell you a story about how I came to this realization and things like that, because it sounds silly, right? Like, what do you mean? Like,
what do you mean by that?
What? Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But before we get into the video, you know how we do. Remember to give me 3 words to describe your current mental health. Stop, stop, stop. Comment down below. Is she on? She's on. Okay. It's your lover, homie, and best friend. See, I almost knocked something over already. Run that back. It's your lover, homie, and best friend, Benedict Miguel, and welcome. Welcome, 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 or welcome back. So, this is a very weird thing, because I learned, and it might just be my brain, or maybe I pay attention to things people don't, because I'm special. No, but for real. Some people know that they're not ready to date because people repost them. Some people know they're not ready to date because of big things, your living situation, your finances. Some people know they're not ready to date because they just got out of a relationship. Like, people usually, because people, first of all, people are not honest about if they're ready to date or not. People don't understand the responsibility of being in a partnership, and that's a whole different video. However, usually when you know, like, hey, I do not need to be dating, there's like this, you know, there's a reason. Like, if somebody asks you why you're not dating, you just can, you know. But me, I figured out I wasn't ready, and not necessarily me as a person where it's like I don't think I would make a good partner per se. I found out that I didn't take enough time. How I know I didn't take enough time to date myself before dating again. So essentially it's not time for me to date. I found that out because of my phone. Okay? I found that out based on my phone, because I think I might have been doing something. I was in a situation recently, like very recently, where I was in a relationship. That's what we call it, you know, whatever, kind of, I guess, whatever. In a relationship, and you know how you're just doing stuff on your phone, and now Apple will just, or maybe it's the way my mind's set up, but Apple just had that little barcode on that screen, and it'll show you a past picture. Snapchat says 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 months ago, whatever. So stuff like that kept popping up at the oddest time of my ex before. And I'm like, why? It was so weird. Like, I would ignore it, you know. First time I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's delete that. Second time, I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, what you trying to say, Apple? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Second one popped up, delete that. Third time, okay, now you want to fight. Okay, now you want to fight. Whatever iPhone's little algorithm thing is, you want to fight me, huh? No, but that's kind of how, because I was in a whole new situation. But what it made me realize is I wasn't that far removed from the situation before that. I didn't give myself any time. Like, I had already checked out of the relationship as as some people, or as women, or from my experience, as women tend to do before the actual verbalization of it, we check out. So I had already checked out, right? And it wasn't that great. So I think I might have been suppressing it, but it was not that far removed. It really, really made me think, like, if you still have a lot of stuff pertaining to your ex in your phone, this is my experience. The more stuff I have of you in my phone, the longer we've been communicating, or probably the longer we were together, because I take a lot of pictures, I take a lot of videos, I capture a lot of moments. So it's a task, okay? It's gonna be a task to have to clear out my phone. You feel me? That's just me. So that's a task. And so I'm like, okay. So then after that, I would just kind of ignore it. Like, I see it, be like, okay, whatever. Cause I'd be busy or something. I'm like, bro, I'm not, whatever. So I just ignore it. But it really put things into perspective of me. Like, and I'm not saying that y'all have to do that. Like, you feel me? I'm not saying that you can't keep memories and stuff of your exes. You know, I don't know. Maybe y'all did some very monumental things together. So I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, if it's just, this is how I came to. Because my stuff was just flooded from emails still being on my stuff and attached, pictures on Snapchat, it's pictures that pop up in your actual phone, girl, text conversations, just a bunch of stuff that just kept popping up. So that's how I found out. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about just how I realized that I was not ready. I still say date, because I still don't think I was ready to date either. But for real, why I should not have gotten into a relationship. Like, how I found out or came to the realization that I was not ready for a relationship based on, you know, my phone, the plethora of things in my phone. And then, you know what's crazy? After that, I started seeing exes from before the XX. Like, I realized that there's so many things, and it just put things into perspective for me. One, it makes me think about how much time do I really take to myself in between relationships. It's cool to have experiences with people, but sometimes you move too fast. So I think for me, it was also a lesson to just slow down. You feel me? So I'm gonna really walk this through with you so y'all can really understand me. So I'm gonna do a story time, okay? Let's get into the video. I hope I'm pretty clear. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start with my ex before the most recent person, okay? Because it was not a gap. Like, it was, oh, I hate this for myself. I hope I don't start crying, because I have been having a lot of realizations and stuff, and been breaking my own heart. Been breaking my own heart. I get into relationships too fucking soon. Okay, I'm sorry. Whew. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna just get through it, because I didn't realize it. Like, when I did the story time, I kind of just picked it. But hopefully this is extremely therapeutic for me. And I want to do it now, so that, because I'm actually going. I don't usually post these things when I'm actually going in the process. I got to get through it first. But this is something that is like really on me. So, okay. Story. I had my ex-girlfriend. We broke up in November-ish of 2021. For me, that's when the breakup like happened. Like, when we actually verbalized it, I don't want to be with you, I believe. Yeah. So it was like that. But we lived together. We had just gotten a place together in what? Freaking between April and July. I don't know. Okay, so we technically broke up in November, and then we had parted ways in February. And they had to get all their belongings, blah, 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 all that stuff. And comes in Dickie. Oh, okay. Cool. Actually, this makes me, I'm a little more comfortable now. I'm a little more calm. If you don't know who Dickie is, you can go back to why I quit alcohol because of the hell date. And you can go back to, it's another one. I just did it. I literally just did the story yesterday. And I did some stories about them before. But just start there. Oh, and then I did a relapse video as well. So, you know, go get familiar with Dickie. But the very first story I told where Dickie was in it was my hell date caused me to quit alcohol. So then I meet Dickie, and I believe it was on a dating site or whatever. And I started talking to them in the midst of me departing from my ex. And to give some context, my ex-girlfriend, I've known her since I was in like high school. So, and we dated a couple times between them, messed around a couple times between them. So we were really connected. We had a friendship. And the ending of that relationship was not good. And then we also had a tumultuous past before that. So this was not like a simple thing. This was the first person I've ever actually signed on a dotted line for like a lease. So it was very serious. I thought that was gonna be my person. I thought that was gonna be my person. Like that was my partner. Like I'm like, okay, but that's just why and what happened and stuff, whatever. So we're in the midst of that. So around February, we're still departing. At that point, you know, they no longer stay in our place together, but they have to come and get their stuff and blah blah blah. So like I said, I met Dickie on a dating site or whatever, and cool. So what I stopped doing too, I want to say, is trying to. What I'll do is I'll probably get on a dating site right when it happens, and then like 2 days later or something, I get off because it's not healthy. Like you need your grieving process, but at that time it does really hurt. So sometimes it's like cool to talk to people or whatever. But I don't advise it. But we all have our coping mechanisms. But I started talking to Dickie on dating site, cool, we clicking, boom, boom, boom. And I remember being on FaceTime with them while my ex was coming to get her stuff because it turned into like a more of a like it was a very, again, it didn't end well, irreconcilable differences. Like it was really like we couldn't get along for shit at some point. So I'm on FaceTime with them while my ex is coming to get her stuff, meaning like, you know, their stuff is, first of all, their stuff is still here. They're not that far removed at all. So me even talking to somebody, because at that point we were at the point where it was like kind of talking, like before, this wasn't our first conversation. This wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? We had been talking. So you're on FaceTime and we were talking and they were on the phone. They heard stuff that was going on and all that stuff. And I just remember, because our first FaceTime call, I remember it vividly down the street from me. It was at a car wash. And it's so interesting to think about how this last relationship, the relationship with Dickie started up until now, because it happened so fast. And I'm seeing that in the world in general with dating and stuff, that we're moving so fast. And I don't know if it's because we have these options, or we feel like we have all these options so we can just cycle. Like I don't feel like that's what I do, but who knows, that we can cycle through people and stuff, or what it is. First of all, we're not dating. If it don't apply, let it freaking fly. But if you're not doing it, you know people that do it, that get into the, you just met them 2 weeks ago. Shit, we just started talking this week. We're moving too fast. There's no way we should be deeply attached to somebody in a week. And I can't tell y'all what to do. But if that's something that's happening over and over, because you're not getting to know each other. It's like the honeymoon stage is cool, but it don't be a lot of boundaries. Just be like, oh, I like you, you like me. Let's jump into this. Let's start going out. And maybe it's because the 20 things. I don't know if it's a city girl thing, hot girl. I don't know what it is, but we're like not dating, not really getting to know people. And then when I hear stories about how women not this, men not this, all this stuff, I be sitting like, well, how long did y'all know each other? And this and that. And I know myself. I know, because I'm like a serial monogamist in a way. Right now, I'm not into none of it, but we're not freaking dating. Like, we're just, oh, you a vibe. You a vibe, and that's enough for me. Like, no, partnering up with somebody is a commitment. Partnering up with somebody is a responsibility. Like, I don't know. Whatever. That's another conversation for another day. So that's how I remember. We started moving really fast, which is me and Dickie. And then I will be very honest, very, very honest, and say that I definitely feel like I got intimate too fast. I'm not going to tell y'all when or how long, but that's how I feel. And what I think happened was my intentions going into it might have been on some reboundish type stuff. Like, I wasn't trying to date. I was not trying to be in a relationship. I'm so glad to be where I am now mentally, which is why I'm trying to be grateful and accountable and understand that the situation with Dickie, I put myself in that position because I've kind of compartmentalized. I've compartmentalized a little bit the stuff that happened with my ex-girlfriend before Dickie, because it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So got intimate too fast. That's what I believe. I don't know. So that happened, and then again, if you haven't watched my previous stories, go watch the hell date that made me stop drinking, or the alcohol, any video that has anything to do with that, and you'll understand why the drinking was out of pocket too. So it was a lot of drinking involved, like a lot of it. I think that I had actually stopped. Again, you gotta watch my previous videos to understand. I've never been like an alcoholic or somebody that could not drink or somebody that couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that. If you've been here long enough, you know that it was just healthy. I just had an unhealthy relationship with alcohol where when I used to get really anxious, I didn't know how to ground myself all the time. Or when I was really going through trying not to lose my mind or cope a little bit. Oh, relax. I'm sorry. It's about to. With my ex before that, it just, yeah, I had a lot of anxiety. It was a way for me to kind of deal with my anxiety, instead of where now I have other things. Like meditating has been a saving grace for me, and journaling. It's like those two things I don't go very long without doing, or I'll feel out of whack. But meditating is the one thing that I don't. My day is not getting started. I have to meditate. So yeah, so that happened. Me and Dickie are moving too fast. Got intimate way too soon because in a way I kind of was trying to sabotage it. I'm not gonna lie, by putting myself out there too fast, so that maybe not that they have a disdain for me, but so they couldn't entrap me. And obviously they didn't trap me, but I'm saying entrap me in terms of me not being able to set those boundaries and be like, no, not get in a relationship, not get all caught up in the honeymoon phase that I hate. So I was hoping that it was gonna be that, you know what I'm saying? Or that's what I was, that's kind of what I thought it was gonna be, right? But then the drinking came in, I was still anxious, and our earlier encounters were drinking because I had stopped. Between my ex, it was like a very weird thing that was going on. Like a very weird thing was going on where when I'm not in relationship, not saying like all the time, but when I'm not in relationship, I think first of all, my anxiety is lower. I worry so much about the person that I'm dating. I'm so worried about their feelings and stuff. And you should be, but to a certain point where I just can't, it's hard for me to, and that's why I know I need a specific type of partner, and I need to date myself, which again, now I'm like in love with myself, but I enmesh as one person with the person fast because I take that serious. Like if you're saying you want to be in a relationship with me, you want to be a partner with me, again, that's a big responsibility. People like to try to act like it's not, but when you're partnered up with somebody and you're this person's person, this is the person that you're supposed to be able to lean on and depend on, all that stuff, it's a big responsibility. Being honest and saying, I'm not good with emotions. And I know that most people in relationship stuff gets emotional. Being honest and saying, hey, up until this point, this is what my dating looked like, and did it have good effects? Again, when you agree verbally, contractually, whatever, you have made yourself, okay? Because if you both agree to get into a relationship, you've made that agreement on your own, saying, hey, I'm going to be a partner, a help to this person. And I don't like that. I don't like that people play with people so much and not understand how much what you do affects other people, and you should fucking care. You should care, especially when you on your own made a commitment to something or someone. In the event that it is no longer that, you have to then renegotiate or whatever. People handle other people so fucking poorly. And I'm not saying that I've never done it. I'm not saying I never done it. I'm sure I have hurt people, broke the hell out of somebody's heart, even though it wasn't my intent, okay? But even though that wasn't my intent, I should have, or I wish I would have. And I wish people would be more self-aware to say, hey, yes, I may want a partner, but I'm not ready. However that looks. You know what I'm saying? However that looks. And being honest with yourself, like, I'm not put together. We have this just inflated idea, narcissist type shit. We have this inflated idea of ourselves. It's not even that we think we're so great. Like, oh, I'm so great. This is what happens. And I say we because I'm sure I've done it. And don't try to say you haven't or you don't know somebody, but you gonna know what I'm talking about. It's pretty much, it's not that I'm so great, because I mean, a lot of people do think like that now. But it's almost like, I know I know I have the potential to give you hell and blah blah blah, but I'm worth the trouble. You feel me? Or you think that you're special. Now, granted, everybody comes with things or something, which we would know that if we were properly dating. And you know what properly dating is. Like this, where I'm like, there should not be 5 exes in my phone still. My ex before Dickie should not have still been flooded in my stuff. That's a clear indication. Like, not even that it's like I'm holding on to it, because I don't be knowing it's there. Not that I'm holding on to it, but that the fact that I didn't even feel I didn't even have the energy to go through and delete all this stuff. Like, I was just like, whatever. And then I realized how many either links, exes, people I dated, whatever, were still in like my Snapchat, this and that, just in my stuff. And it was like, whoa, like, it wasn't like no just having sex type stuff, because again, I'm like a long time, we were together almost a year. Like, I'm almost like a serial monogamist. And it's like, yeah, but slow down. Still, although I'm not hopping from person to person, like just out here city girling it, hot girling it, because that is detrimental to me. I can't. I've had my days. I can't. In the long run, it's not been good for me. But you just didn't take enough time. But just because you're in long-term relationships doesn't mean that you're not moving fast. You know what I'm saying? So we lie to ourselves. But I want people to understand that just because we have these inflated idea of ourselves where it's like, yeah, I know I'm fucked up, we all fucked up, but I'm special. We have to stop that. We have to stop that. Like, again, if you're going through the dating process, then you can avoid a lot of relationships. Because I guarantee you date somebody for 6 months, you're gonna see if this is a person that you like. And then you can save yourself some heartache. Yeah, you might feel some type of way because you built the habit of speaking to them normally, or on a consistent basis. But I guarantee you're not gonna be as heartbroken or potentially traumatized or as heartbroken about it if you just jump into a relationship. Because with the relationship, you have commitment. Y'all done probably agreed to be monogamous, not talk to other people. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you made a bunch of commitments real fast, and then shit just started popping up. Why? Because you didn't empty out that phone. You didn't go back and make sure there was nothing lingering or no little stuff that's gonna play. You didn't take the time to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one day, just really in my singleness, like my good singleness, okay? I really figured out how to fall in love with myself, like figured out how to have a balance with myself. So it was in that where stuff just kept popping up. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Because I'm not really affected by things. I'm not like one of those people that consumes content and stuff. Like, I look at content and watching TV and stuff very differently than other people. Like, I obviously don't do it all the time, but I can still watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have good discernment with that stuff at this moment. Gratefully, hopefully it stays that way. But I think too, with my ex-girlfriend, I also think that I was tired. I think, again, like I told y'all, technically the first time I was just like, you're single, we're not together, it was November of 2021. They end up officially not being in the house in February. But those months leading up, so literally from a good November to February, was hell. Hell. When I say hell, I mean like the pits of hell. Now, it is not the worst thing I've been through in relation to relationships. I'm not gonna make it seem that way, but for where I was at mentally and what was going on, it was bad. Like, it was really freaking bad. Whether it was me and how I was coping, whether it was them, or whether it was insecurity, whether it was figuring out we wasn't compatible, like whatever the case was, even with that situation, with our tumultuous past, we had talked about that, but just really, we should have dated longer than we did to get to know each other. It's one thing where you can tell a person, you feel me? You can say, yeah, okay, I did this, we did that, we forgive each other, boom, boom, boom. And we do that a lot, which I've done with Dickie, but we do that and it's like, okay, either enough time has passed, so we've been broken up for 3 months, and then you come back and you think everything's just gonna be, because it's like, oh, we had enough time to be apart, and I just, I know that you're the one from, you know what I'm saying? You get all like that, and y'all don't reintroduce yourself, or say that you're getting back with somebody, and obviously y'all had issues, y'all broke up for a reason. Y'all don't give enough time to let a person show that they're implementing changes to fix those issues. So it's like, okay, I ain't been with you for 3 months to a year. I don't care how long it was, especially if you dealt with them before. You gotta address what happened the first time that y'all broke up, because y'all broke up for a reason, right? And then figure out, and allow each other or whichever party messed up or whatever to then put it in action. You feel me? And we don't leave a lot of space for that. And I would say it hurts both people. So say it's just you and I, okay? And say you do something to hurt me or whatever. We break up for a couple months or whatever. I've worked on myself. I fall in love with myself. Genuinely, I have grown since we were together. And then I might have been hindered because of you if you hurt me. But let's just say. And then you're saying, we talking, you're saying how you grew. You understand the relationships about. We're having this nice little fluffy, warm conversation. I stick my chest out a little bit and say, okay, I'm here. I love myself now, blah, blah, blah. But do you understand what happened? You telling me, yes, this, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, cool. I need to see it. You then trying to rush and do a whole bunch of stuff is not good. Me just saying, hey, you got to show me, but then letting you in right away. Now we back to, I'm at your house, you at my house, we spend the night, we together every day. It doesn't, you need to redate. You need to redate to get to know the person, because then what happens is I'm already familiar with you. Like, even though I've grown, I might be different, I'm still familiar with you. So if we had old habits and old things that weren't great, they may show up again because we've moved too fast. We didn't stop, and I didn't get to know the improved version of you, and you didn't get to know the improved version of me. We was just like, okay, we've improved. Let's get back together. This is gonna be great. Oh my gosh, and it's not fair to either party, like I said, because if we're right back in the relationship where we're not getting to know each other, getting to see the actions, getting to make sure that this is a good thing to do, you're going to possibly fall back into old patterns too, Or you're just going to be thinking, I just have the willpower. You're just probably feeling like, I'm just going to treat you right this time. It's not that hard because I'm great, you're great, I'm growing, you're growing, and da-da-da-da. Not understanding that the past experiences that we have with people definitely matter. So that's that. Yeah, I feel like I rambled a little bit, but I want to give y'all a little bit of context and tell y'all how I found out, because I'm at a space in my life, and I probably said this in a video before, but I really am at a space in life where I've been through things, and I know other people have too, and I've been through some very shit. I've been through some very traumatic things when it comes to just relationships. Like, some people have extremely tough issues with drugs and other stuff. I don't know. I've had a lot of traumatic things from very young age to growing up, and very traumatic things when it comes to attachment. I'm gonna journal so hard after this video. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've experienced a lot of trauma when it comes to that. And I'm not sad. I'm not like, woe is me. I'm really not. But I'm at a space in life where I don't care about the extra stuff. Like, I don't need all the extra stuff. The old excitement. Let's run out. If you got it, you got it. I'm not saying that, and I could probably do it. And I did get a little lost with the Dickie situation, to where we were having too much fun, where it's like, wait a second, and it started to harm me, just like with my ex-girlfriend. Not all the time, but I didn't have any structure with myself. I didn't have any structure and any habits, any really good habits for myself. I lose sight of my purpose because of whatever. And I keep saying I'm at a point in my life where I can't blame other people for my relationship in my choosing of people. I can't. I'm not saying in any way that any abuse I have endured mentally, emotionally, whatever is okay, but I definitely am responsible. I can take some accountability and say, listen, you put yourself in this predicament. Even with both situations, my body, and because I pray and I, all that stuff, I know what's probably best for me. Because the fact that I even had to tell myself, hey, go ahead, get intimate really fast, and maybe he'll feel like he don't want to be in a relationship. Because if he does try, you may find yourself in a relationship because you have no fucking boundaries. You have no fucking boundaries. So I'm done with it. I'm not trying to be that girl that we see on the internet and stuff that's like, yeah, I all through my 20s, and then when you turn 35, 38, you decided that you wanted somebody that treated you well. You wanted somebody that you were actually, could be a good partner with, somebody that actually respected you because you was having too much fun. Listen, and I'm gonna do a video on why I don't like the honeymoon phase, because that is what happens. It happens to me. It happens to people. You get caught up in that. But when you're not dating in the honeymoon phase and then still dating after, like actually going out and dating, and getting to know the person, yeah, you get into a relationship in the midst of the honeymoon phase, or you know what I'm saying? It usually does not turn out good because it's the honeymoon phase. I can probably go and have a honeymoon. I'm not, for real, I'm being honest. Somebody, if I'm attracted to you physically, if you can hold a conversation, if you are like a positive person, all that stuff, if I can find those people, I can probably, and just start talking to them like dating wise, I can probably get into the honeymoon phase with a lot of people. We can do that. That's called attraction. That's called chemistry. Like if I had somebody I had just chemistry with, and I'm just in a honeymoon phase and I get into a relationship with them, I'm gonna think I'm in love with you. And then freaking 2 months in or 3 months, I'm like, yo, who, you're a demon. Or, oh, what is this? Or, oh, what are we doing? Ugh, I don't like you. After you done got all that lust out, or you got all that sex, after you done did all that stuff, and y'all done went to and started doing stuff that you are not going to be able to do on a daily basis, going on dates every other day, going out to eat 5 times a week. Who are we? I mean, some people can't do that, but even the people that y'all think are doing that, as far as celebrities and stuff like that, them niggas is busy. They got all the money and stuff that they have because they actually have to work. And they may catch a late one and be popping out and all this stuff and being erratic and going out 5 times a week. But relationship-wise, no. That's not sustainable unless y'all just young. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's not. I'm just at a point in my life where I am, not even trying to get to 30. I got time. I'm not trying to get to 30 and even be like, dang, I wasted all my years and this and that, and all my relationships are bad, and oh, I got hurt. No, listen, I ain't here to be nobody's victim. I'm not here to make victimhood like my thing. I'm good on that. And nobody cares. It's how can I prevent these things? How can I give myself the best chance? And then that comes with sitting down and realizing what you want. Like, how do I want my life to look? Oh, you want financial freedom. Okay, what does that look like? And it starts there. You got to figure out what you want first. That's a whole nother video. Dating, in the midst of figuring yourself out and stuff like that. So I just realized I don't want to keep re-traumatizing myself and all that stuff, because now I have to deal with all the stuff that comes with Dickie or came with Dickie. And I literally just had to deal with a bunch of fuck shit with my ex-girlfriend. It's like, you can't really blame nobody else. Like, I can blame you for trash stuff that you do in the relationship, but you really can't, because I could have said no. I knew what I was getting into. They shouldn't have wanted to be with me. What? Like, as much stuff that I was transitioning because I'm living with this person, and again, I thought this was going to be my life partner, and then you want to be in a relationship. Like, realistically speaking, we were not being realistic. We were just going with the vibes. It's a vibe. We gotta stop that shit. Or I'm gonna stop. I encourage y'all though, when you have your moments of singleness, don't judge it too much. You feel like you miss this and miss it. It's okay to feel that way. But when you're in your singleness, enjoy it. Really enjoy it and take time to get to know yourself, explore yourself. And I mean that in every way. Whether it's mentally, spiritually, whether it's healing from childhood trauma, if you have that, whether it's, hey, what do I like? Because a lot of people don't even know what they like. They just like shit because other people like it. Like, what do I really like to do? Like, what really feeds my soul? What is something that I would really enjoy to do? And I don't have to tell nobody about it. Like, for me, reading. Reading is just one of those things that just is amazing, because I love telling stories and stuff. So when I read a story, I'm so vivid with it. I got back into reading as an adult. I be busy, but I realized I love science fiction and fantasy books. When? So when I was a kid and stuff, I barely watched sci-fi fantasy movies, but that's like one of my favorite genres outside of romance and stuff. But if you can mix any type of romantic relationship in a science fiction or fantasy, you got me. So yeah, enjoy your singleness. Like step into it. Obviously be honest with yourself. And if you just are in the process of really trying to learn and love yourself and you find yourself always worried about being in a relationship, you don't need to be in a relationship. You need to figure out why you're so desperate to do so. Okay. So yeah, if you still have shit all through your phone and stuff just around with ties to your ex and stuff, like you really need to take a serious thinker. I don't know, it's probably not a word, but take a serious moment and think like, should I really be getting into another relationship? It was just funny that that's what sparked it for me, because the real lesson here, y'all, is take time. After y'all have dealt with people, whether good or bad, take a little bit of time to yourself to just reflect and say, okay. Not even why it ended, because sometimes stuff ends, and it's beautiful too when people can actually agree. Those are the people that tried it and then they can still be friends. Or maybe not, but they can acknowledge like, hey, okay, our season is up, and it's okay. And that's what we should aspire to want to do. We should aspire to want to end things with people in a beautiful way. Obviously, it doesn't always happen that way, but we shouldn't be all like, hell no, we break up. I know I'm gonna go crazy. We break it. You can't never break. No. But to anybody that's found themselves in this position where they're dating somebody and now you found out, because again, with our culture, we're jumping into relationships and now you're with a narcissist or somebody that likes to love bomb you because y'all were in the honeymoon phase, or somebody that got into the relationship in the honeymoon phase. Be kind to yourself, honor yourself, listen to yourself. You're not supposed to be with a narcissist. Like, just take care of yourself, and if it's over, it's over. And I know it'll feel weird, especially if you're a person like me where you just got out of a relationship and then you was all feeling yourself like, I'm ready. I don't need to take da-da-da because I didn't do nothing wrong, or whatever the case may be. And now you've jumped into another relationship and it's toxic or going extremely unwell and it's making you unwell. Be honest with yourself and get out of it. Like, don't be afraid just because you hop from one to another. Don't feel like you're a failure, because that's kind of how I felt. Like, where it was like, no, there's no way another relationship I just went through in another relationship is not going to work. And then it's going to make you cynical and pessimistic, and then you're going to be all weird about it. I went through that. I went through my little anger thing, so whatever. But you have to understand that you have more control than you think. A part of loving yourself and taking care of yourself is the positions that you put yourself in and the people you surround yourself with and the things that you accept. Okay? So I'm about to go get me a hug because I need a hug. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, y'all, be safe out here and just don't feel bad for choosing yourself. Obviously, be self-reflective and stuff. Like, don't be an asshole about it. You feel me? But some of us are just, some people just not, I don't know. I feel like I'm dragging it. So I should have known I was about to start my period, because this morning I was like, I want some Cheetos. Ew. Who's sitting around eating plain Cheetos? Like, how old are you? 5 or 80? Because ew. Anyways, I'm dragging it. I think it's just, I just want to talk to y'all. I think it's just, I'm full of the feels and emotions, and I really just want people to be great. I want y'all to experience love. And that's in whatever way it looks. I want y'all to experience peace. I want people to stop getting ruined by other people. But I also want y'all to know that you have that power to, and I'm not saying in all situations, obviously, because some things are just, there's some extremes, but you get to choose who you're friends with. You get to choose, you don't choose your family and stuff, but you get to choose the experiences that you have with people a lot of times. Like, just don't put yourself in certain situations, and it's gonna suck if you did what I just said you did and you keep doing these back-to-back jump-ins to relationships, because like I said, people be moving fast. I'm gonna definitely do a video on, people really not knowing themselves, trusting themselves and stuff like that, because yeah, a lot of people don't even know. You could sit down and ask a person, what do you like to do? And they'll be like, what? I've been there where I'd be like, or what do you do for fun? What do you do as a hobby? And so maybe some people just don't have hobbies and stuff, but People be like, you be like, I eat, I sleep, I go to work. Okay. It's about balance though, excuse me. It's definitely about balance. You want to do things that you love, but you also want to have a foundation. You want to be intentional about your life, living your purpose and stuff like that. So I feel so much better. So I'm just going to revel in this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My camera done cut off twice. It's time for me to go. Thank y'all so much for coming. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to put your 3 words for your mental health down below. If you didn't do it at the beginning, do it now. Remember that you create your own narrative. Don't forget to like, comment, smash that subscribe button. That was corny. Just subscribe. Then turn on the notification bell. So like you can be notified when I'm like here, so we can like tap in or whatever. Most importantly, don't forget to share. Until next time, bye best friends.